So to me, one copy of APOE4, I don't want to say it's meaningless, but you can do something better and make your genes work better for you. If you have two copies of APOE4, it still kind of doesn't bother me. Like, yes, 1% or ish of the population have two copies, two variants. Sure,
Yeah.
it increases risk. I don't think it's 12-fold or 14-fold. There was one study that showed 8-fold. Again, how do you make those two copies of APOE44 work better for you? You don't drink alcohol in excess. I tell my APOE44s minimize alcohol. There's no amount of alcohol, in my opinion, that's good if you have two copies of E44 on the brain. Vitamin D, got to make sure your vitamin D levels are adequate. Again, omega-3 fatty acids. Please, please, please eat fish at least twice a week and take omega-3 supplements if your blood level's low. Now, this is really confusing. Our goal in our work is to try to make things less confusing. So we actually created software. We did an NIH-funded clinical research study called Retain Your Brain, a randomized controlled trial, 988 people enrolled, and we showed that people that use this software, it's free software, can reduce their risk of Alzheimer's by 6% in just 6 months. And that was amazing. Software from the comfort of your own cell phone. This software teaches you about APOE. It teaches you about what to do if you have an APOE4 variant. It teaches you what to do if you have this risk factor or that factor. So if people are listening and you're like, oh my gosh, what is all this stuff? APOE, first of all, I don't know if I have it, and what do I need to do about it? Well, if you want to know if you have it, if you've done 23andMe, that's still in there. You can see if you have 0, 1, or 2 variants. You can then type that into the Retain Your Brain software, and then it'll give you, in part, a targeted plan. So you can talk to your doctor about APOE. There's commercial testing out there. But yeah, genes are not our destiny. We can win the tug of war against your genes, quoting Max Luger. Who said that first? Was that me or you? Because I quote you, but you quote my... Did you say that first?
That's a that, I don't I don't recall. That was back in the day, probably something that came out spur of the moment on one of our
Yeah.
TV episodes. Yeah.
We'll take equal credit. Great. Thanks, Max.